Hey, television family, good to see you again. Happy Tuesday, 7th day of March, 2023. I am Dan Kuntz, and this is Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Thanks for starting your day with us. As you can see from our Wenatchee Heights camera, it's a tad gray. We're going to do it again. This pattern is just well entrenched. It's going to be cool. It's going to be unsettled, hit and miss snow mixed with rain, and then snow, and then rain. No major precipitation event, except in the passes. They're going to get quite a bit of snow. But it's just going to be cold and gray and damp and we can't bust out of it. And really the big thing is the cool temperatures. We're not going to get anywhere close to our normal high temperature. Starting tomorrow, Wednesday, our normal high temperature is 50 degrees. That's not going to be even within the realm of possibility. We're going to be below that for the foreseeable future with another system coming in this weekend. It's going to cool us down and give us snow. Now, it's not unheard of. You remember last year on April we had snow, but this pattern is just cool and unsettled, is expected to last for the foreseeable future. Forecast details are on the way. News, we'll check that box for you. Sports, yesterday morning, Geno Smith woke up a wealthy man. This morning, he's waking up as a very wealthy man. Some mind-numbing salary numbers coming your way for Geno Smith, who's going to be with the Seahawks now, like it or not, for the next 2 or 3 years anyway. We'll have that in sports and other sports-related items as well. Gonzaga men and women will both be playing for the conference championship, tournament championship. No big surprise there. They're both really good. We'll have that in sports. And coming up this weekend, they've been doing this since the 70s. I'm talking about the KPQ Home Expo. It is back. It's at the Town Toyota Center. It's absolutely free. It is Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And my good friend Steve Sandman dropped by yesterday to pay me a visit to talk about the Home Expo, the KPQ Home Expo. Steve's an old friend of mine, and we'll talk about that in the back half of the program, plus an opinion from Mike Mad Dog Minotti. 2 minutes after the hour. Let's begin our festivities with whatever it is we can see on this cloudy and foggy day. Now, it was starting to clear. That is still the Wenatchee Heights camera. It was starting to clear just a little bit. You can see quite a bit of the valley, and now the clouds and the fog have rolled back in. If you're looking for sunshine, once again, you're going to have to go elsewhere. We had a few sun breaks yesterday afternoon. Didn't last particularly long. It's amazing how much, you get just a little bit of sun, how much warmer it feels. It ain't going to happen this week. That's from our Wenatchee Heights camera. Trust me, the valley is down there somewhere. Now, some of our lower cameras are our default when we get the clouds and the fog, so to the Arundel Rock camera we go. Good morning, Lake Antiad. You can just barely make out Rocky Reach Dam. Turtle Rock to your left, and way off into the distance is the Wenatchee Valley and Mission Ridge. And of course, Lake Antiad isn't really a lake, it's the Columbia River, but the Columbia River isn't really a river anymore. It's a series of reservoirs now, thanks to us. Let's go see what's going on in Lake Wenatchee, shall we? This could be a pretty spectacular view, and it is. Now, it seems odd that with our Wenatchee Heights camera, we can't see anything. You go up to Lake Wenatchee with a camera much higher in elevation with a lot more information in the frame, and we can see a lot, like all of Lake Wenatchee. If you plan on golfing today at the Cater Glen Golf and Ski Resort, you can pretty much forget about that. They're not taking tee times yet. And good morning to Dirty Face Mountain, Fish Lake, and our friends in the Upper Valley. And to Rock Island we go. And again, a perfect example of that. That camera is actually higher than the Wenatchee Heights camera, but we can see things like a little bit of the Rock Island Golf Course in the lower right-hand corner of your screen, Rock Island Pond, and Rock Island proper. And good morning to Stamilt and Malaga. Thanks for starting your day with us. So what do we have for this week? Kind of glunky weather. Scattered showers today, tomorrow, Thursday. Going to come, it's going to go. Up in the higher elevations. Snow level is going to hover during the daytime at about 1,500 feet. At night, it's going to go down to about 700 feet, and that's us. We're at 700 feet. Then in the afternoon, it goes up, and then it goes down again. Absolutely very little sun at all in the forecast. It's taken the week off, I'm afraid. And the big story weather-wise for Mother Nature, very cool temperatures for this time of the year. From the National Weather Service, it looks something like this. A rain-snow mix off and on all day today. We're pretty much going to be done with the snow by mid-morning, and then it's a chance of rain by the time we get to the afternoon. Right around 40, 41 for the afternoon high. Again, our normal high is 50, Ain't going to happen. 30 for the overnight low tonight. That's pretty mild. That's right about normal for this time of the year. But again, the snow level is going to go all the way down to 700 feet tonight. So any kind of precipitation we get, and there's just a light chance of it, could come down in the form of snow. We do it all over again Wednesday. A slight chance of a rain-snow mix in the morning, and then it switches over to rain in the afternoon. Lots of clouds, high of only 41 degrees. Wednesday night, snow level goes right back down to about 800 feet. Lots of clouds. Snow in the upper elevations, 27 for the overnight low. Are you detecting a pattern here? Thursday, the chance of snow goes up just a little bit. We'll top off at about 40. Snow level is going to hover right around 1,300 feet Thursday. Goes back down to 700 feet Thursday night, 32 for the overnight low. We have about a 60% chance of snow Thursday night into Friday, and then that ups to 70% chance of precipitation. So Friday morning, we could wake up to some snow. Quite a bit of snow before it switches over to rain. Snow level will climb back up to about 1,200 feet on Friday. Into the weekend we go. A little bit of sunshine on Saturday. That'll be nice, but still can't rule out a little bit of light rain and a high of 44. We do it all over again on Sunday and on Monday. And again, as far as getting to our normal afternoon high, not going to happen. No, the overnight lows are going to be just about normal because the cloud cover is going to keep our overnight lows fairly mild, or fairly normal anyway. But it's also going to keep the afternoon highs well below normal. All right, during the loop with what Mother Nature has in store for us. After a break, we'll have your headlines. You're watching the Tuesday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life Channel.
All paws on deck with Ryder and the crew as they set sail in an all-new live stage show. Paw Patrol Live, The Great Pirate Adventure. X sparks the spot in this exciting, action-packed live show full of singing, dancing, and patrolling the high seas. For more information on how to join the heroic pups, you can go to PawPatrolLive.com.
Playing Town Toyota Center March 21st and 22nd. For tickets, visit PawPatrolLive.com.
March is a food and wine lover's dream in Chelan, presented by Lake Chelan Wine Valley. Taste Chelan celebrates food and wine all March long, created to tickle your taste buds. Experience a food and wine tour happening every Saturday with special offers all month long. Local wineries select their most tantalizing varietals, paired and curated with food from local restaurants, chefs, and culinary artisans. Taste Chelan. It'll bring out the foodie in you. Buy tickets now by visiting tastechelan.com.
Right at the freezing mark, 32 degrees here in the big city. We'll be right around 40. Rain, snow mix, right around 40 tomorrow. Rain, snow mix, right around 40 on Thursday. Just kind of consistent light precipitation right through the forecast period. Afternoon temperatures below normal, basically cool and unsettled is what we're looking at right into the weekend. To 8 minutes after the hour, a noise violation case regarding Grace City Church in Wenatchee must be relitigated in Chelan County District Court. Superior Court Judge Kristen Ferreira finalized a ruling last week that requires a new hearing on the case. The case was originally dismissed without any hearing by a judge pro tem. Wenatchee police documented noise complaints against the Sunny Slope Evangelical Center from May of 2021 to February of 2022 that allegedly violated the city's nuisance ordinance. Well, Ferreira ruled that the district court never formally adopted the court procedures that allowed the case to be dismissed based strictly on paperwork, and now must hold a contested hearing to resolve the issue. No hearing date has yet been set. The city of Moses Lake miscalculated both its revenues and expenses by millions of dollars in 2020 due to heavy turnover in its financial staff. The state auditor's office found that the city's financial statements overstated revenues and expenses in some accounts and overstated it in others, in some cases by as much as $2.5 million. The city also miscalculated its assets and liabilities in its pension programs by $3.5 million. Now, Moses Lake leadership says its financial department experienced 100% turnover in 2020, and key staff members weren't in place until the third quarter of that year. The pandemic also made it difficult for new staff members to be trained. The city said it has new policies in place, so these kinds of accounting snafus won't happen in the future. A 19-year-old Orondo man was hospitalized after a vehicle crash on Monday morning. The Washington State Patrol says Leonardo Cervantes Ramirez suffered a medical emergency while driving eastbound on Highway 2 near Turtle Rock at about 6:40 a.m. yesterday morning. The 2008 Nissan sedan crossed the center line, struck a tree in the westbound shoulder of the vehicle, a total loss. Cervantes was injured and taken to Central Washington Hospital with undisclosed injuries. Mission Ridge Ski and Board Resort has added 8 days of operation to this season, midweek days, March 27th through March 29th, and then April 3rd through April 7th will extend daily operations until April 9th. The added days raise the total of scheduled operational days to 129, which is the most that Mission Ridge has had in 25 years. Mission Ridge will be open from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. during the extra days, and other resort services will be operating normally. Chair operations, that has yet to be determined. Forecasts for salmon returning to the Columbia River were released by the Washington Department of Fish and Wildlife. Forecasts include expected returns for Chinook, coho, and sockeye salmon, and the predicted numbers look pretty good. And in the Columbia River coho, they're expected to see an improvement. They're about 886,000 coho early and late returns. That's double the 10-year average. 234,500 sockeye and 84,800 Upper Columbia River summer Chinook are predicted to return. Both forecasts are higher this year. The forecasts are based on the latest scientific modeling, and the data includes environmental indications such as ocean conditions and the number of adult salmon that return from past years. Matthew Hepner is an East Wenatchee City Council member. He's also the parent of a child with type 1 diabetes. Type 1 diabetes destroys the body's ability to process sugar, and it requires expensive insulin to survive. Last month, Hepner gave compelling testimony to the Washington legislature asking for price controls on the cost of insulin. One bill, which caps the out-of-pocket cost at $35 a vial, has passed the state Senate. Hepner spoke about that struggle with our very own news director, Jefferson Robbins.
The cap is $35, and we were trying to extend it out for a year, but due to some work and some amendments on the bill, that $35 cap will be indefinite. And I think there's work being done at the federal level, as well as on the corporate side of pricing as well.
Now, some motion in the free market also, outside of legislation. Yes. The pharmaceutical companies, Eli Lilly, is one of the major manufacturers, if not the biggest manufacturer of insulin for diabetic use. They're capping many of their insulin products at $35. Does that give you some hope that, aside from, being able to have this fight at the legislature, that the rest of the world, the market, sees the struggle and is responding?
I think so, and I think there's bipartisan support on this issue as well. Looking back at 5729, that passed the Senate unanimously. And even at the federal level, I think you're seeing action there. I think Eli Lilly also saw that there's action and there's a lot of pressure on this, considering they're making insulin for $3 to $6 a vial and then selling it for hundreds on something that's going to keep someone alive, on a daily basis. Eli Lilly definitely did the right thing. They're an American company. There's Novo Nordisk, which is a Danish company, and Sanofi, which is a French company. And I don't know if they're ever going to bow to the same economic pressures that they're seeing in their countries as well. But I think it's definitely a good start. But having mandated state protections and federal protections for that price cost, because recessions happen, mergers, takeovers happen, in the capital side of things.
The company that decides that $35 is going to be their price floor can also decide later on that $45, $55, $100 is going to be their price floor.
Right. I mean, and they can cite inflation or any other number of causes to have to raise their price, but having these life-saving protections in place will be good for all diabetics.
Finally, on this Tuesday morning, a quick heads up for those of you who normally take the off-ramp, the Easy Street off-ramp on the north end of town to head into the old station area. Not going to be able to do so for about 3 weeks. They're putting in a retaining wall, so that off-ramp that takes you down to Penny Road is going to be closed for about 3 weeks starting today. They're putting in they're constructing a retaining wall, plus they're going to put some of the new utilities in. This is near the brand new Chelan County PUD campus, so that little off-ramp that takes you into the old station area just past the Wenatchee River Bridge will be closed for about 3 weeks. You'll have to continue to head westbound and then take the little cloverleaf underneath to get into the old station area. Heads up on that. They say it's going to take about 3 weeks to get that job done. And that is what's making news at 1:15. The news with Grant and Eric will come your way tonight at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock. We think it's important that we have an informed audience, let you know what's going on in the Wenatchee Valley and North Central Washington. With the preview of tonight's news, the anchor, Grant Olson.
Good morning, Dan. Coming up tonight on the NCW Life Evening News, quiet weather on tap for the next few days before things get wet again by the end of the week. I'll have all the details in your complete North Central Washington weather forecast. And in sports, Eric Grantstrom has a look at what's coming up this week in high school, college, and pro sports action. That and all the day's news stories coming your way tonight at 5, 6, and 10 on the NCW Life Evening News. We hope to see you then. Dan?
Thanks, Grant. We hope you make a point of watching the news. And don't forget, it's also available to watch on our YouTube page, on our homepage, and our Facebook page. It'll be posted and up and running right around 5 o'clock, so you're not locked into those times on television. And if you have a news tip, get a hold of us. You can go to our Facebook page, drop us a note via the Messenger app. You can email us directly. Might be the best way to go about doing that. News at ncwlife.com. Or you can go to our homepage, ncwlife.com, and click on the Connect With Us icon. When we come back, Geno Smith is going to make a lot of money. I mean, like Grant Olson type money. That'll be next with sports. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
Are you dealing with a pest or weed issue and you just don't know what to do?
We use the best pest control methods approved for areas with kids and pets.
Whether it's rats, mice, ants, or spiders,
or something else altogether. We provide the coaching and solutions you're looking for.
And you can know that your dollars are supporting a local, family-owned and operated business.
Allow us to help you get back to living healthy and pest-free. Harvest Valley Pest Control.
If you could live anywhere, where would it be? And what would it be like? With today's home values, this is the perfect time to sell and make those dreams real. When you work with a world-class agent at Coldwell Banker, you benefit from trusted guidance and our revolutionary Seller's Assurance program to make your home sale more rewarding than ever. So it really is true. Your dreams don't have to be just dreams.
Sports at 18 minutes after the hour. Geno Smith is going to be a Seahawk for at least the next 3 years. According to published reports, the Seahawks and the Comeback Player of the Year have reportedly agreed on a 3-year contract extension worth $105 million. Now, according to additional reports, Smith could earn as much as $52 million this upcoming season alone. Now, in his previous 10 years in the NFL, he earned a total of $17 million. So, yes, this is a raise. General Manager John Schneider touched on the negotiations during an NFL Combine last week.
All these negotiations, some go a little bit faster than others. Usually when you're talking about larger numbers, they take a little bit more time. Obviously much more complex than different sports with guaranteed contracts. So there's a lot more that goes into these contracts. When you're signing a quarterback, it's there's a cap tag in there that definitely takes other things out of the mix. But we know where we have to be in order to be able to field a championship team, and you want to. It's twofold, right? You want to max out everybody's opportunities for themselves, and then max out the opportunity for the organization at every position, especially those positions that you feel you need to improve upon.
Social media is already grumbling about the deal. They say Seattle overpaid for Geno Smith, who's 32 years old. But if you compare Smith's season to other quarterbacks around the NFL, he did actually pretty good. Take a look at your screen there. Geno led the league in completion percentage, was 4th in touchdowns. He had 30. He was 5th in passer rating at 100.9. Coach Pete Carroll says it was incredible to have a front row seat to the Geno Smith story last year.
This was really an incredible experience with a young guy that's did some amazing things. it's such a good story, and it's just a real story. It really happened right before our eyes. A guy that kind of got knocked around and kind of got lost in the shuffle after a while. We fell in love with Gino way back, years ago because of his competitiveness, and he's a terrific athlete as well. And as we just kind of grew along with him, and he stayed with us, and each year, we'd have to go back and do another contract. We're doing one-year deals after another. The connection just stayed true throughout. So there's a lot invested in Gino, and Gino's invested a lot in us. And so then when the time comes where he finally gets a chance to play, and really in the Jacksonville game a year ago, when he really rocked it, he came out and completed 15 out of 15 or something, looked like what he looked like this year after a couple games of kind of knocking the rust off. We had an inkling that there was something really special there, but we didn't know. We really didn't know, and didn't know if he could sustain, because he hadn't had the opportunity to do that. So all of that combined, and then the way he handled it with such class and character and makeup and competitiveness and beautiful come through and athleticism, all that stuff was all part of this story. I think my favorite part of it is how he handled it. That he was able to take this moment and capture it, and he opened up to the club in terms of his leadership opportunities, and it was almost impeccably handled. It was like it was orchestrated just right out of the book, just exactly like you would like it to be. So it was really fascinating to see it, and thrilling to be a part of it. And hopefully we're working hard to keep it going.
All right, to college basketball, the Gonzaga men and the Gonzaga women are both going to play for conference championships. They won on Monday. Anton Watson scored 20 points. Drew Timme had 17 to help the Bulldogs beat San Francisco 84-73 last night, so they advanced to yet another West Coast Conference title game. The Bulldogs will take on number 16 St. Mary's for the tournament championship. Now, the teams split their regular season meetings. Gonzaga is in the conference championship game for the 26th time in a row, and they have won the championship game 20 times. As far as the Gonzaga women, 16th ranked, they used a 27-point third quarter in its WCC semifinal game, and they went on to beat BYU 79-64. So the Bulldogs will take on Portland in today's championship at 1 o'clock. That's on ESPNU. The Pilots advancing by beating Pacific last night 75-72. The Wenatchee Bighorns are now 1-1 on the season. They lost to Salem Sunday at the Town Toyota Center, 114-103. DeJohn Miller led the Bighorns with 21 points. Brandon Porter had 19 in the loss. The Capitals outscoring Wenatchee in the fourth quarter 37-30. To ice the victory, Wenatchee's back at the Town Toyota Center tonight. They'll take on the Newfoundland Rogues at 7:05. Seattle Kraken are also back home in NHL play tonight. They'll take on the Anaheim Mighty Ducks. The Ducks are 21-34-8, while the Kraken are fresh off a 4-game road sweep. They are 36-21-6. The puck drops at Climate Pledge Arena at 7 o'clock. It'll be telecast on ESPN Plus and on Hulu. And finally, Louis Castillo was rocked for 2 runs on 4 hits in his 2+ innings of work yesterday, and the Mariners lost to the Cubs 6-2. Cade Marlowe and Ty France had a good day at the plate, despite Seattle coming up short on the scoreboard.
And the pitch from Wisniewski, swung on and lifted to left field, backing up the left fielder. It's over his head. One hop against the fence. France scores, Mariners on the board, and Cal rolls into second with an RBI double. Cal Raleigh, his second hit of the spring, his first RBI. It's 2-1 Cubs here in the third. Duffy deals the right-hander, pitch swung on, a high fly ball deep to right field. Get carried, giddy up, baby, gone! A home run for Cade Marlowe. Cade Marlowe with his second home run this spring. It's now 3-2 Cubs here, bottom 7. Towering fly ball.
Mariners have the day off today. That doesn't happen in spring training too often. Then they head to Glendale to take on the Dodgers tomorrow night, an evening game at 5:05. And those are just some of the games that people are playing on this Tuesday, March 7th. Pretty easy to pick the obscure holiday today. I try to avoid the food-related ones when I can, but hey, it's National Cereal Day. Back in the day, back in the mid-1900s, we ate, what's the best way to put it, crap. Meat was cheap and widely available, and we're going to get to that in just a little bit. And so people, mostly, of course, laborers during the Civil War period, would eat meat and potatoes and bacon and cheese, and they would just scarf down these huge meals to get all the calories they needed to work. Most of them didn't have lunch. They would have, basically, you had a big breakfast and a big dinner and no lunch. And somebody said, we got to do something about it. So in 1863, Jim Jackson came up with the very first cereal. Unfortunately, it was almost impossible to eat. You had to soak it overnight for it to soften up enough for you to eat it. But that inspired a woman who was a Seventh-day Adventist, and she inspired a guy by the name of John Kellogg. And John Kellogg and his brother Will said, we got to do better than this, and they started to refine the idea of a breakfast cereal, and they came up with cornflakes. And then C.W. Post got in on the act, and by the 1930s, breakfast cereal, like we know it today, put it in the bowl, pour milk on it, and go get them, became commonplace. A lot of people eat a bowl of cereal to get their day going. It's cheap. It's easy. Ain't so cheap anymore. The top 10 best-selling cereals in America and the year they came out. Here you go. Number 10, Fruity Pebbles with Fred and Barney. Came out in 1971. It's unedible. I don't know why that's the number 10 thing. Number 9, Life cereal. Mikey likes it. That first came out in 1961. The 8th most popular cereal, bestseller, Frosted Mini Wheats. It's been around since 1969. Number 7, a personal favorite of mine, Fruit Loops. Came out in 1963. Number 6, Lucky Charms, came out in 1964. You're doing a pattern here. Number 5, Cinnamon Toast Crunch, which hit the market in 1994. The 4th most popular cereal in this country. Honey Bunches of Oats. You can buy that at the supermarket beginning in 1969. Number 4, Sugar Frosted Flakes. More sugar than flakes. That's been around since 1952. Tony the Tiger wouldn't lie to you there. Number 2, Honey Nut Cheerios. Been around since 1979. And number 1, you want to take a guess? Best-selling cereal in America? It ain't Wheaties. It's not my personal favorite, which is Raisin Bran. It's good old-fashioned Cheerios. Cheerios themselves, not the honey bunches of cereal, whatever. That's been around since 1941. I had a bowl of Cheerios the other day that I think was made in 1941. So there you go. Happy National Cereal Day today. 28 minutes after the hour. Today in history. As you found out just a couple of minutes ago, Adolf Hitler said, to heck with the Treaty of Versailles, I'm taking back the Rhineland. I know we lost it in the big war, but I'm Hitler and I'm going to do what I want to do. So Germany decides to reoccupy the Rhineland. They had to give it up when they lost the Great War. So, the Nazis took power in 1933, and then Germany said, to hell with the Treaty of Versailles and the Locarno Pact. We are going to remilitarize. And on this date, March 7, 1936, Adolf Hitler ordered his army to march into the Rhineland. In Germany, they partied like it was 1999, like it was New Year's Eve. We're back. We're a military power in Central Europe. France and Great Britain went, oh crap. But they didn't do anything. I mean, it was a clear violation of the Treaty of Versailles. You're not supposed to build up an army. You're supposed to be an agricultural country now. No more military, no more industry, heavy industry. But Hitler said, I'm going to play by my own rules. What are you going to do about it, France and Great Britain? And France and Great Britain said, we ain't going to do nothing. Oops. It was on this date in 1936. And Bloody Sunday, 58 years ago today, I don't know if you watched the news over the weekend, President Biden visited the famous bridge. A group of 600 civil rights marchers brutally attacked by the state and local police in Selma, Alabama. Every male child 21 years and older were deputized by the local sheriff and said, meet us at the bridge on Sunday morning. And unfortunately, it was televised. And the rest of America went, this is what's going on in Selma, Alabama. This is what was going on in Selma, Alabama. People took one look at this, said they're just standing there. They're not doing anything. They're not engaging in the police. The police said, nope, get out of here, take a hike. And of course, it wasn't just a matter of beating them up. They sent the horses in. Once they were on the ground, they beat them up even more. And folks around the rest of the world said, this ain't right. This isn't good at all. And it really galvanized the voting rights campaign in Selma, Alabama. Bloody Sunday, March 7th, 1965, when the rest of the world and the rest of America said, this is probably not what America is all about. Beating up people to keep them from voting. It was on this date in 1965. It's the bottom of the hour. Let's do some birthdays. We lost Franco Harris. He died on December 20th, just a couple of days before his Pittsburgh Steelers jersey was retired. Franco Harris, born in the state in 1950. Of course, towards the end of his career in Pittsburgh, he was the all-time leading rusher among active players, and he wanted the all-time record, but he wanted the big raise from the Rooney family. Rooney family said, no, Franco, you're on the downside of your career. And during training camp in 1984, he was cut. Of course, he was signed by the Seattle Seahawks. I only need a couple hundred more yards to be the NFL's all-time leading rusher, but he played just 8 games for the Seahawks, only gained 170 yards, and they cut him, and then he retired. He retired 192 yards short of the all-time record, but he's in the Hall of Fame. Franco Harris, born in the state 73 years ago today. Bryan Cranston, Hal, of course, and Malcolm in the Middle. Dr. Tim Whatley on Seinfeld, but of course the big thing was Breaking Bad. Breaking Bad, Walter White. He's also a director. He's directed episodes of Seinfeld, Modern Family, Breaking Bad, Malcolm in the Middle, The Office. He's a very good director, and he's still working. Bryan Cranston, 67 years old today. And the only celebrity birthday that earned the Tucker Wagner seal of approval, which is extraordinarily rare, Jenna Fisher, who played Pam Beasley on The Office throughout the series run, is 49 years old today. You are welcome, Tucker. Going to take a break. When we come back, an opinion from Mike Mad Dog Magnotti that might scare you. Not his opinion, but the production values. And then Steve Sandman and I, my good buddy Steve Sandman from Town Square Media, will come in to whet your appetite about the upcoming KPQ Home Expo at the Town Toyota Center. It's back. It's this weekend. Steve will join me when we come back. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel. You really are.
Merry Maids can clean your entire home, business, or vacation rental from top to bottom, inside and out. Merry Maids will even take care of cleaning your carpets, and they can pressure wash your home. Merry Maids has thousands of happy customers. They've been cleaning homes and businesses in our valley for over 25 years. Check out their glowing reviews at merrymaidesofwenatchee.com and call the cleaning experts, Merry Maids, to get your free estimate. Your satisfaction is guaranteed, so relax. It's done.
Is your recliner as comfortable as this? Does it have lumbar support? The new technology in power recliners is simply amazing.
Hi, can I help you?
Well, yes, I was just telling my friends.
Oh, about the great selection of recliners we have here at Boswell's? It's true. We have everything from pushback recliners to power recliners with all the latest features.
Boswell's Furniture on Easy Street. It's closer than you think.
We were in Roseburg in the early 80s. Our oldest son, Dan, was a defensive back, a starter on that team. They in fact, became Oregon State champions, setting the first undefeated 14-0 season in Oregon's history. And a lot of people were losing jobs. Friends had left the community. It was a hard time. That football team and companies like Abby's kept that place alive and the community spirit alive. That's legendary.
I chose a career at Confluence South because I wanted to help people, and I knew there would be opportunities for growth. I started as a medical assistant, but quickly advanced in my career. I received 5 promotions in only 7 years, 3 of those in management roles. Most organizations don't offer that type of growth. Now, as a career pathway coordinator, I let everyone know. Come join Confluence South. Come grow with us.
At Washington Trust Bank, can't is a 4-letter word.
I think I'll sell my veggies at the market.
You even remember to water the house plants. I do this?
You can do this.
Hey, we need to build a home office. We're adding another bathroom.
I think I'll study programming.
Bro, you even connect your phone to Bluetooth.
We believe you can do whatever you set your mind to, and we'll help you get there. Washington Trust Bank, privately owned, locally invested.
This is Mike Mad Dog McNaughty, and everybody's entitled to my opinion. Now, there's the new trend with some evangelical Christian pastors. They say they will never be alone with a woman other than their wife, counseling, prayer, whatever. Well, I want to commend these guys on their desire to prevent temptation. I also have to ask if their commitment to their marriage or their personal fidelity is so weak, even being alone with a woman would cause them to stumble. Maybe they ought to consider a different profession if that's the case. And what makes them think that they're so attractive? Simply being alone with a woman, not their wife, will create an opportunity to misbehave. Maybe the woman involved has absolutely no thought of being romantic with them. Isn't it somewhat presumptuous to think otherwise? This is Mike Mad Dog McNaughty, and that's my opinion.
Boating in the Wenatchee Valley starts at Bob File Boats and Motors. Now you can fish like a pro without breaking the bank thanks to the ProMag aluminum fishing boat by Smokercraft. It features a great layout with a spacious bow casting platform, huge live wells, and in-floor storage to safely stow your gear. See the Smokercraft line of boats at Bob File Boats and Motors on Sunset Highway in East Wenatchee or online at bobfile.com.
Bob File Boats and Motors, we're dealing. Bob File's gonna make you smile.
When Mike leaves town, it's a little scary. You never know who might be outside. But we feel safer inside knowing our home is being monitored by a local company. I can check our alarm from just about anywhere. So when we get home, I know it's safe.
Protect your family and save money with a local company. Switch your current security monitoring to Guardian Services from LocalTel. Call Guardian Security from LocalTel now or visit localtel.net to learn more.
Well, looks like our surgery patient is feeling better today.
Yep, I didn't need any oxy today. I thought I'd do a little surgery on the drain.
Huh. Do you need your pain pills anymore?
No.
Well, we should get them out of the house. There are places to drop them off.
Yeah, okay. Actually, I can do that right now.
And I will look at the drain.
Prevent opioid misuse. Find safe medication return options near you at med-project.org.
At D.A. Davidson in Wenatchee, they believe your investment success begins with a personalized plan. A plan that is the roadmap you need to navigate your way to living your best years in retirement. D.A. Davidson can help you create a plan so you can take the time to enjoy the finer things in life. Let the financial advisors at D.A. Davidson help chart your retirement future today.
At Local Myth Pizza, we believe in real food, freshly prepared with only premium ingredients. Our cheeses are imported from Italy. Our sauces, dressings, and even our sausages are made in-house fresh daily. Featuring Northwest craft beers and 30 Chelan Valley wines and ciders. Family fun and amazing food. Eat local, drink local, and be local at Local Myth Pizza.
Come see why Sunset Magazine says you can't beat Local Myth Pizza.
Get even more cash back to boost your insulation, keeping your home comfy year-round. Now until March 31st.
Welcome back to the program. It's a Wenatchee Valley tradition, dates back to the 70s. It used to be in the Pioneer Middle School Gymnasium, but it gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And the one tradition this show has always had, it's free. We expect you to be at the Town Toyota Center this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday for the KPQ Home Expo. And here to talk about it is one of my good friends. We got together when he first moved to the Valley to set up shop here. He's called the Wenatchee Valley Home. He's a former colleague and a good friend of mine. Welcome, please, from Town Square Media, I'm sorry, the name again?
Just call me Steve.
Steve Sandman is joining. How you doing, buddy?
Good to see you.
Good to see you. For a while. It's been a long time. Before we get into the shop talk about the big home expo presented by Localtel, can't forget about that. You called Cashmere boys and girls basketball games all winter long on 1340 The Hawk, and the girls made it all the way to Yakima to the final group. A bit of a surprise. It's a good team. They've dominated the Caribou Trail League, the Cashmere girls have, for a decade or so, but this team made a much deeper run in the state tournament than, quite frankly, I was expecting.
Well, in fact, more than a lot of people were expecting. It seems that Brent Darnell, the girls coach, gets them into what they refer to as the student committees to look at breath. But they made a really deep run, and they had to play some tough teams getting there. They had to play Linden Christian, who finished second in the state. Then they had to play Nooksack Valley in a quarterfinal game, and they had Nooksack Valley on the ropes for a while, and then the Pioneers pulled away. But that's a good team, and that's the team that won the state tournament. And Cashmere goes on to place fourth in the state, which was a great run for the Lady Bulldogs.
Yeah, they played good basketball at the right time, and we're going to show quickly highlights of the 4th and 6th place game when they knocked off the Scotties from Freeman. Here's some highlights from down in Yakima.
Well, this was actually a great game and a good crowd. Freeman travels really well, but so did Cashmere. In fact, the school district took a winter break so the kids could go down for the game. But Cashmere fought hard. Cashmere's in the black, what you're watching on the screen. And, Maddie Hammond and Caitlin Bjorklund led the way, and then the Bulldogs ended up winning at 45-36 to take 4th place. But a great run by the girls and Brett Darnell, much deeper than I think a lot of people thought they would get there. But another great tournament for them. First postseason trophy out of the Haley Van Lith era. So, they're back on track. They graduate 2 seniors. They got a good club coming next year.
That's it? Just 2 seniors?
Just 2 seniors.
So they're going to be you folks in the Caribou Trail League, you opponents, be forewarned. Cashmere's going to not rebuild. They're going to reload.
No, and they have some great seniors, great sophomores coming up, next year. Some hard players. Leah Kuntz, who broke her arm in the Okanagan game, will be back. And she was their leading rebounder this year up until when she got injured. But she was there. She warmed up with the team. She just wasn't cleared to play, so she'll be in force next year. So I look for them to be back in Yakima next year, the Sun.
Cool. We'll follow. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed your play-by-play with you and that heavy-set guy from the Town Toyota Center. His name I forgot.
Mark Miller, something. I can't. He's just the general manager.
Speaking of the Town Toyota Center, I worked at KPQ for 13 years, so I did 13 home shows. I know what this takes. This is a big deal for you guys.
Well, it's a big deal. It's a big production. Over 100 vendors this year, this coming weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. But it's a fun show. It's free. It's consumer-driven for all things, for the home and for the garden, and RV dealers and hot tub dealers. And it's really a fun show, and it's well laid out. And the production it takes. I mean, the day before the show is setup day, and it's a madhouse. Everybody trying to get everybody in and set up and moved out. But it's a fun show. It really is a fun show. And Localtel, the sponsor again this year, as you've been the last several years. So we're glad to have you guys back with us.
In fact, Localtel will have a booth. Their Sky-Fi division will have a booth. I think a big booth, and we're going to be right next to them, the Mississippi Life Channel, at our same location, right inside the Rico.
Correct. Well, you guys are giving away some great prizes. When you get to be my age, you put on cheaters. So we'll do that. An iPad for valued at $599. You guys will give away a drone, a Nintendo Switch valued at $349. But one of the cool things we're doing this year, we've put station signage up with QR codes. So you bring your phone, flash on the QR code, and you're registered to win an ATV that you could pick up from Nelson Motorsports. Wenatchee Valley Super Oval is giving away 2 season passes. So there's a lot of interaction. And the QR codes, so this is the second year we've done the QR codes, and it's fun. Watching everybody try to work their phone, it's like, sir, just hold your phone up there. It'll take a picture. You're good to go. But everybody has a great time. It's a great 3-day show. And as you know from working at Queen.
And you mentioned the giveaways. There are going to be individual clients with their own booths that will be doing their own giveaways. That's just the official ones between Town Square Media and Localtel.
Well, and a lot of prizes, a lot of things for the home. Lowe's Hardware is sponsoring a kids zone, which we do every year, which is a lot of fun for the kids while the parents are walking around and shopping. And it's fun to watch. A lot of people will come to the show on Friday, and they'll spend a couple hours scouting what they want. And then they come back and start buying on Saturday or Sunday, before the expo's over. So a lot of ideas, a lot of solutions for the home. It's really a fun show.
That QR code is such a great idea because in years past, we would always give something away, of course, and even just, we had 10,000 pre-printed little pads. Some people would come prepared and they had their own little address sticker. They just stick it on the pad and put it in the deal. And then one year, I think somebody we started out with like 30 pens, and by Sunday we had like 4 because people just walk off with them. So the next year for the KPQ booth, we were giving something away. I can't remember what it was. The pen that we had was about the size of a baseball bat. Figured nobody's going to walk away with this thing, right?
And they did.
Yeah. About 20 minutes later, it's gone.
Of course they did.
It's gone.
Of course they did. Well, all the radio stations have booths as well. And that's where your QR code scan to win that ATV from Nelson Motorsports. That's a $1,700 ATV. So there's just a lot of interaction between the consumers and the people who are displaying in vendor booths and the radio stations and local tel. You guys always have a great setup right inside when you first go into the arena floor, right there on the left, which is where, of course, everybody from local tel and NCW Life will be there this year.
A lot of the old favorites are back. I mean, I know that a lot of these vendors, they do what's called the circuit. They'll do the Yakima Home Show and Spokane Home Show, Tri-Cities, whatever. And they come to Wenatchee, and it's always this weekend when they come to the big city here. A lot of the old favorites are back.
A lot of the old favorites are back. A lot of new vendors this year. A lot of local participation, by the local vendors. These guys that travel, they professionally do all these home shows and home and garden shows. And I mean, this is their life. They just go from show to show to show and display and sell and move on. And it's great to watch them interact with the consumers that come to the show, and they ask a lot of questions. And, people are there. It's fun to do, but there's a lot of great things that people can purchase as well. But it's fun I know when I first go, I just peruse the entire arena floor and then the concourse, because we'll have booths on the arena floor and then around the whole concourse.
And outside.
Got some RV dealers outside. So it's really a fun show to do. And, we stood down for a year, when the pandemic was around, but this time it just came roaring back. So we're all excited that it's coming up this weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at the Town Toyotas.
And
it's free.
And it's free. We need to mention that. And a couple of pieces of advice for you folks out there. I know what I'm talking about. This is not an in-and-out show. Now, there is a map. You can look around and see, specifically want to see this vendor or that vendor or this contractor or this HVAC person, whatever the case may be. But this is not you're in and out in 10 minutes kind of a deal. You're going to be there for a while. Number one. And number two, a good pair of walking shoes isn't such a bad idea. No, I mean, if you're going to pop by every booth, and almost everybody makes the rounds a couple of times, you want to
wear a sweater.
Or a sweater.
Because we cover the ice from the wild.
Yeah.
But it's still a little chilly inside the Town Toyota Center. But as you were fond to say on your radio commercials that I heard you do, say it with me, it's more than just a show. It's the KPQ Home Expo. And it'll be good to see you.
Yeah, it'll be good. It's kind of like the Wenatchee Valley's winter is over thing. You're going to run into people you haven't seen in a long time.
Well, and
the shut-in months are over.
And the last day of the show, Sunday, the 12th, starts daylight savings time.
Don't even start.
Okay, I'll fade of my existence. This is an entertainment show. We don't want to turn it into a political show.
Hours and all that good stuff one more time, Steve.
On Friday, it's noon to 7, 9 to 6 on Saturday, and 11 to 4 on Sunday. So plenty of opportunity to come in. The weather's supposed to be a little on the crummy side, which is perfect. You got it. Yep. So it makes the show even, more robust. So instead of working outside, you can come get things. So when the weather turns, you're able to work outside. But it's great fun, and we look forward to thousands of people coming through there, as you well know.
No, it's huge. It's huge. And I got it. The other nice thing is there's no Wenatchee Wild hockey game on Sunday night. I remember years past was thank you for attending the KPQ Home Expo. Get the hell out. That's a hockey game at 3. Move on. We got to turn the ice.
No hockey game.
It's my good friend Steve Sandman. Thank you, Steve Sandman from KPQ and Town Square Media. Look forward to seeing you this weekend, my friend.
I'll be there all 3 days.
It'll be a lot of fun. Say hi to Scotter and Story and the grandbaby and all that good stuff.
I will.
All right.
Good to see you. Thanks for seeing on your show. By the way, you look terrible. What are you doing? Let me look at the monitor. You're right.
You watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. We'll be right back.
Badger Mountain Brewery is your cure for boredom. Jam Night Mondays. Trivia Wednesdays. Live Music Fridays. And Sunday Brunch. There's always something brewing at Badger Mountain. So come join the party.
All paws on deck as Ryder and the crew set sail in Paw Patrol Live, the great pirate adventure. For more information, you can go to pawpatrollive.com.
Playing Town Toyota Center March 21st and 22nd. For tickets, visit pawpatrollive.com.
Or you can win a family 4-pack. All you have to do is go to the original children's shop in downtown Wenatchee and get signed up. It's a $106 value. The original children's shop, downtown Wenatchee. Get there, get signed up, and win.
With all the variety on SureStream TV from LocalTel, there's always something to watch. But what if you hit the couch in the middle of all the shows? That's a perfect time to use the features Catch Up or Restart. Catch up on shows from up to 3 days ago, or restart your show from the beginning. Go to your guide and select the show to restart. Then play, pause, rewind on your schedule. Don't forget, SureStream TV from LocalTel lets you decide when shows begin.
The newest generation of GMC Sierra pickups offer the most advanced technology, the strongest selection of powertrain, and everything else you need to work hard, play hard, and explore the boundaries of the Wenatchee Valley and beyond. Take a look at the latest, most luxurious and durable trucks on the market.
You will see why GMC is not your grandfather's pickup.
You want to bet, kid?
Hi, my car's making a funny noise.
Not a problem. We'll take care of you.
Global Car Care's technicians are ASE Master Techs and well versed in the more refined methods of vehicular diagnostics.
Number 3 piston and rings have a slight loss of compression, down to 108 pounds. Your transmission is slipping. You're gonna need a service.
Looks like you all set.
These guys? They're good.
Oh, and your spare is flat.
Global Car Care, Wenatchee's top shop.
When you call Dick Heating and Air Conditioning, you're calling on 35 plus years of experience in the Wenatchee Valley. Spending extra time in your home, you may have discovered an unwanted aroma. Stinky feet, pets, who knows what. Call Dick's today about installing their Train Clean Effects electronic air cleaner or a Rheem Halo ultraviolet air purifier. Either way, the air quality in your home will be improved. Proudly servicing all of North Central Washington, call 884-6444 today.
Well, as you can see by our Wenatchee Heights camera, it's still misty, it's still cloudy. There's some light spittles of snow in some locations here in the Wenatchee Valley in North Central Washington. We're at 32 degrees, and there is the view from our Wenatchee Heights camera. That's a PTZ camera. It's an acronym. We can pan it, we can tilt it, we can zoom it, and right now it's tilted up towards the upper part of the Wenatchee Valley and Rocky Reach Dam, and you can't see squat. And it's gonna thin out a little bit, but the sunshine, which I like, ain't happening. And again, this pattern is not going anywhere. We've had a long stretch of just about 2 weeks now where we had, I believe, just one day of our afternoon high temperature getting where it was supposed to be. It's been a cold start to the spring, and it's going to stay that way all week long. Complete forecast details are coming up. I think we're using the same cameras that we did about an hour ago when this show started. So once again, the Arondo Rock camera. This one comes in very handy in the wintertime because it's pretty much just right above Lake Antiat. We call it the Arondo Rock camera. I don't even know if there's something called Arondo Rock. If there is, that's news to me. So good morning to Lake Antiat. You can see Turtle Rock off in the distance, obviously. And way off into the distance is the Wenatchee Valley with Douglas County on your left and Chelan County on your right. To Lake Wenatchee, which is all Chelan County. Again, it's kind of strange that we can see more there than we can from the Heights camera, but that's just the way it is. Good morning to Lake Wenatchee. Still quite a bit of snow up there, but it looks like the ice is all but dissipated on Lake Wenatchee, and you can still see some snow. You see the snow coming down in the lower right-hand corner, so it's snowing lightly in the Lake Wenatchee area. And Rock Island camera checks in high above Rock Island, and it looks like the fogs and the clouds are a little denser than they were an hour ago. Good morning to Rock Island, and on the other side of the Columbia River we have Malaga, which you can't really see much at all. Heads up for you folks who normally take this off-ramp out there in Old Station. That is the easy street off-ramp as you're heading up to the north part of town, heading into Old Station. You slide off to the right and go by the brand new Chelan County PUD complex. That road going to be closed for, they say, up to 3 weeks. They're going to build a retaining wall on the east side of that roadway. They're also going to move some electrical poles and electrical lines and some sewer work and stuff like that, utility work. And so that's going to be closed. That ramp that you see there is going to be closed, they say, for about 3 weeks. So for you folks who normally drive northbound and take that off-ramp to get into the Old Station area, you won't be able to do so. You have to keep on going to the highway and then take the Cloverleaf and the underpass to get to the Old Station area. And again, it's the way it's going to be for about 3 weeks. They've had to do this, of course, last summer as they continue to work on the Chelan County PUD's new headquarters, which they say they'll be moving into come September. So heads up on that. That's a no-go. Going to take a quick break and do your weather forecast. We'll call it a Tuesday. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
Boating in the Wenatchee Valley starts at Bob File Boats and Motors. Now you can fish like a pro without breaking the bank thanks to the ProMag aluminum fishing boat by Smokercraft. It features a great layout with a spacious bow casting platform, huge live wells, and in-floor storage to safely stow your gear. See the Smokercraft line of boats at Bob File Boats and Motors on Sunset Highway in East Wenatchee or online at bobfile.com.
Bob File Boats and Motors, we're dealing. Bob File's gonna make you smile.
When Mike leaves town, it's a little scary. You never know who might be outside. But we feel safer inside knowing our home is being monitored by a local company. I can check our alarm from just about anywhere. So when we get home, I know it's safe.
Protect your family and save money with a local company. Switch your current security monitoring to Guardian Services from LocalTel. Call Guardian Security from LocalTel now or visit localtel.net to learn more.
Well, looks like our surgery patient is feeling better today.
Yep, I didn't need any oxy today. I thought I'd do a little surgery on the drain.
Huh. Do you need your pain pills anymore?
No.
Well, we should get them out of the house. There are places to drop them off.
Yeah, okay. Actually, I can do that right now.
And I will look at the drain.
Prevent opioid misuse. Find safe medication return options near you at med-project.org.
All right, let's wrap up this program with a quick little weather reminder. Each and every day this week, in the afternoon hours especially, everybody's going to be dealing with some scattered showers. In the afternoon hour, doesn't matter really where you live, it's going to be prevalent everywhere. Every once in a while, a snowflake. Every once in a while, a raindrop or two. Again, temperatures are going to be below normal. That pattern has not changed at all. And by the way, we have another system that's going to bring us some snow in the valley and some snow in the mountains and some widespread rain, maybe mixed with snow in some locations in north central Washington to the lower elevations. This is a continuing pattern that we just can't seem to bust out of. In detail from the National Weather Service, it looks something like this. Pretty much done with the snow, or will be here in the next hour or so. Then whatever precipitation we get will be later on today, and it'll come down in the form of rain. Forecast high of 41 is about 10 degrees below where we should be this time of year. But that overnight low tonight, because the cloud cover is going to be about where we should be, 30 degrees. But again, can't rule out a snowflake. The snow level is going to go all the way down to 700 feet in the overnight hours tonight. Wednesday, no real chance of rain or snow, but it's certainly going to be cloudy and cool. And again, a high of only 41. Best chance of measurable snow actually comes Thursday night into Friday. We're going to have about a 70% chance of precipitation on Friday. So Friday morning could have a snowy commute before it melts off, and continued cool temperatures into Home Expo weekend. And that's it for us. Have a great Tuesday. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.